Hi Sagittarius, it's Marley with Fawn and Fire Intuitive, and I'm doing your readings for May, June, July. I like to do a window because sometimes it resonates immediately, sometimes it resonates a little further out into the future. But this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If this does not resonate with you, check out my videos for your Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you're looking for a personal reading, my information's in the box below, or you can message me on Instagram, Fawn and Fire Intuitive. If you guys are on Instagram, please follow me. I'd love to connect with you guys on there. So because I'm in Florida and I went to Disney World this week, I'm doing a Disney-inspired reading. You might think it's cheesy, but I think it's fun. But all right, so I'm using my Spirit Animal Oracle deck because animals are an important part of most Disney movies. Then I wrote down a bunch of Disney quotes and Disney songs, folded them up so I couldn't see, and then I pulled the one I felt led to for each sign, okay? And then lastly, I split my deck into two piles. So we have the characters over here and the story over here. So we're gonna look into who you are right now, who you're becoming, how other people view you, and then the story that's going on this season of your life in regards to the overarching energy and to love, okay? So let's get started. We have the mouse spirit, tend to the small things. I can't help thinking about Cinderella. You know, the mice had to do some of the hard work so Cinderella could enjoy the ball. And so there's certain aspects, you know, that might be important that you actually be focusing on. And also, you know, the mice were in service to Cinderella, and your song is Kiss the Girl from The Little Mermaid, okay? There might be some action that needs to take place. Like you might be really wanting a certain outcome and you get so hyper focused on the outcome, or some people I know, we can get very focused on like the project and ignore the people sometimes, you know. But your quote says, open different doors. You may find a you that you never knew was you. That's from Mary Poppins, okay? So you know, there's possible that you've gotten kind of comfortable in your routine and there's a need to shake it up and try some new things. And I do feel like there is a need to, for some of you, it might be volunteering. For some of you, it might be showing love to another person, putting yourself out there, being a little more vulnerable, being willing to be the first to go in for a kiss kind of thing, you know? There are certain times you're going to try something and it's going to be frustrated, like it's not going to happen the first time, but don't give up. Like look at the little details, like what might you be missing. I'm actually going to pull, I feel to pull one more spirit animal card to just help us understand a little more, because there's kind of the messages are interesting. I'm not quite sure if I'm completely getting the connection, so I want to make sure I do. And I feel like that's why. Wow. I feel like you're not completely getting the connection. You know, it might seem like, yes, something happens and you're like, I don't get it. I don't get why you're saying it this way. I don't understand. Like whatever you're seeing, you're kind of like writing off certain repeating messages happening in your life. It's just like, no, that's not true, because you see it very clearly one way. You've been doing it one way for a long time, but there's actually a need to connect the dots, because what message you might be getting repeating, signs you might be getting repeating, seeing repeating numbers, or just someone saying this hurt me, and you are not wanting to like acknowledge that maybe you don't have all the answers, or you're not seeing it right, or maybe they don't. But yeah, it's like, you know, you might be trying to set boundaries because, you know, if certain people have taken advantage of you in the past by like wanting you to be a certain way, and you feel like I have this whole world to create, like get off my case or whatever, but you're kind of being asked to take the lead and try something different, because there's something important about understanding this aspect of yourself, understanding this conflict, and needing to understand that sometimes you need to go in with the love and take that action and not just sit around and wait. Like, you might be dreaming this world into being and you're like manifesting it. I feel like for some of you, you're meant to take action right now. You're meant to go in and take action, take the lead. Don't just keep waiting around for someone to come to you or a certain opportunity to come to you. Like, connect the dots. I know that was a few messages, but I really feel like there were a few messages there. There's a few different people listening. Okay, so we're going to look into who Sagittarius is right now, who they're becoming, and how people see you. Interesting. Sagittarius, there definitely is kind of this thing where you're coming off a little standoffish, like you have something to create, but it's like at all costs with this Queen of Wands in reverse. You could be dealing with an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, but you could also be dealing with some anger right now. You have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And in between is the High Priestess. Okay, so you are moving towards this energy where you're going to understand why some of your plans have gotten thwarted and you're not really understanding, like, okay, well, I'm trying to create this. Why isn't it working out? Why do I feel resistance? You're moving into a place where you're going to understand that deeper. But there's a need to connect the dots, okay? When there's a need to open different doors, to do things a little different than you have been doing them. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, because some people see you either as a little bit standoffish, a little bit angry, or not really seeing the full picture. It's like they can't fully see you right now. And maybe that lack of vulnerability, that's why we have the Kiss the Girl. There's a need to be vulnerable so that people can actually see you and feel like they know you. Or somebody needs to see you and feel like they really know you. Yeah, you have, because that standoffishness and kind of not really listening to maybe like some truths that people are trying to tell you, especially it could be an air sign, or if you have air in your chart, I feel that a lot for you. Death in reverse, like, are not really letting something die that needs to die. There could be an aspect of a relationship, an aspect of something that you're trying to build that you have to let go of and try a different route. And eventually all the dots are going to connect and it's going to make sense, because we do have the 10 of Cups, which is, you know, the ultimate emotional satisfaction. And like I said, some of you might be putting, or you're dealing with someone who's been putting their work ahead of you, okay? And you coming at it like harsh, like, you don't prioritize me, isn't gonna get, it's not manifesting what you want. So kind of just going in with the romance and the love is actually like, try something different. If you've been like a broken record saying, I need this, I want this, why aren't you giving me this? Like, I'm not important to you, it's not working. Try a different door, because there is emotional satisfaction here. We have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, there's a huge tower. Like this, all of this is the tower. It's not a bad tower. It's bringing balance. It's helping somebody, whether it's you. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, you have something that you're working on that hasn't been coming together. And there's just a need to like listen, try different doors, and it's going to come together. Those of you who are dealing with somebody who's not giving you enough attention, you actually going in with the love rather than the nagging is going to change things and bring a lot of balance back to the situation, okay? And that's not, none of this is far off in the future. These changes are happening pretty quick. All right, I hope that this was helpful, Sagittarius. So much love and light to you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.